Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you a review and analysis for Amulet of Zealots. So what is this amulet? Well, it's a dungeoneering reward that requires 48 dungeoneering and 48 prayer. It costs 40,000 dungeoneering tokens. What this amulet does is it boosts single stat prayers by 10%. So suppose you activate Leech Strength prayer and it boosts 8% damage normally, right? What the amulet will do is it will boost it to 18% instead. It does not work with Piety or Turmoil, however. This amulet used to work only on the normal prayer book. However, as of a 2015 update, it actually works with leech curses now. If you have multiple single stat prayers at the same time, they all get the Zealots boost. Zealots itself does not have any stat bonuses. It does have a -5 prayer bonus, which drains prayer 5% faster. Here's a prayer table that Zealots boosts. I didn't list the names of every single prayer, but their combat style equivalents. I listed them in melee, range, and mage order respectively. For leech curses, they start at 2 accuracy, defense, or damage, but over time they increase to max stacks. It's shown on the table assume that they're on max stacks. To get max stacks it only takes 15 to 30 seconds of combat, and they'll remain as long as you're in combat. You might notice that leech accuracy and defense curses are actually lower than regular accuracy and defense prayers. As far as I know, it's not an oversight, as I think it's more of a game balance. The accuracy and defense levels means the difference between the combat stats without the prayer included and the combat stats with the prayer included. For example, if a prayer increases your defense level by 10 and your level 99 defense, it would set you at 109 defense. So here's a comparison between multi-stat prayers and single-stat prayers with Zealots. This is all assumed at level 99 combat stats and using tier 80 weapons and armor. The accuracy and defense numbers are based on the formula on this slide. Weapon accuracy and armor defense bonuses are 2.5 times effectively added to the stat boost. Also note that the game engine does round its display numbers, so it might be off. Zealots boosts damage prayers by a flat amount rather than multiplying by 1.1. That means that it offers more damage percentage than Piety and Turmoil variants. The accuracy and defense seem to be inferior as they're only multiplied by 1.1. So in terms of overall damage effectiveness, Zealots is 3% more effective than Piety, even with accuracy. With curses, however, Zealots is 2.3% less effective overall than Turmoil. So while Zealots is still amazing, the lack of accuracy and defense it offers may be detrimental in places where accuracy or defense is more important. Higher tier weapons do make up for the accuracy, so it does become less detrimental. I did some DPM testing to see whether Zealots had a higher DPM or not. Thanks to Runemetrics, it made testing easier. I used magic with Air Surge against Lumbridge combat dummies in the Combat Academy. I was 100% accurate, so accuracy boost was irrelevant. Each test used Revolution with only basic abilities and no manual trigger of any other abilities. The following ability bar was used. Bleed abilities were excluded from my action bar as they do not get the damage boosted from prayers. The comparison was using either Torment or Leech Magic Strength. I didn't want to test normal prayers because the most common debate was regarding ancient curses. So here are the test results. It shows that using another amulet but without any other stat bonuses beats Zealots. When testing Zealots against Torment without another amulet, it won by 13.7%. Now if you're fully geared on both comparisons, Dragon Rider Amulet's strength bonus hardly makes up the difference Zealots gave. Another test fully overloaded and geared, Zealots won again. Zealots loses because it's more skewed when there's less equipment strength bonus. That means that if you're wearing tank armor, Zealots is a terrible option even if you're fully accurate. The more strength bonus you're using, the more difference Amulet of Zealots makes. So is Zealots a good amulet to use or not? Well, it's currently the best amulet for free-to-play players because they don't have a lot of other choices. Low-level and mid-level players also benefit from this amulet because they're probably not gonna, afford another amulet. So basically it's an amazing alternative to use leech curses or regular prayers if you don't have access to Turmoil. You know the cliche don't use curses if you can't access Turmoil, right? Well, based on tests, ancient curses are still pretty good even before Turmoil. So in other words, if you don't have level 95 prayer but you completed the quest, I suggest you stick with ancient curses. Although the damage effectiveness is more dominant on regular prayers, I would say at least aim for 92 prayers so you can soul split back the damage. Around 95% accuracy is where Turmoil and Leech curses intercept, that is with tier 90 weapons. So for higher level players, are you going to find this amulet useful? Yes and no. Yes, because it's a non-degradable amulet and it performs very well for something that doesn't require a lot of money and time investment. Using a single leech curse actually uses up less prayer per minute than turmoil. The problem with this amulet is that higher end bosses it's not versatile, due to high accuracy and defense they have. So in conclusion, the best uses for this amulet are Slayer and combat training. A lot of Slayer tasks where you train combat efficiently, you're going to have 100% accuracy, so you might as well use this amulet for extra damage. God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses also have fairly low defense too. Last but not least, people who go for PVM records and have every single defense debuff possible against bosses will find this amulet pretty useful. Overall, I think this amulet is just underrated for how good this niche amulet is. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.